Good morning, my friends, and welcome to this special time. This wonderful experience we're about to have is the day after Christmas, or the 2 days after Christmas. Anyhow, let me remove my mask. Good. How you like the beard? I do want to welcome you and thank you for being with me this wonderful morning as we move forward into the end of this year experience and the beginning of a new one. I want you to join with me in consciousness this morning as we allow ourselves to understand that the principle that we're working with is ready to be what we let it be. So why not, in metaphysical truth, allow ourselves the understanding that we can at any time welcome new things into our life? How many are ready to let go of 2020? So we move forward. Now let's do it in a special way. And I want to tell you that for 45 years, every January, I have taught the basics of religious science, science of mind. I do it because Dr. Ernest Holmes, many years ago, suggested to all the ministers that every January make it an opportunity to re-examine the basic principle. It's always different. So this will be my 46th time to do it. Join with me and tell anyone you might know that I will be doing every week in the month of January basic ideas of science of mind and explain the first 4 chapters. If you have a Science of Mind textbook, get it and join with me. And we will move forward into the month of January 2021 and have a wonderful experience examining the principles that Dr. Ernest Holmes explains in the first 4 chapters of the textbook. So we will be moving forward. And speaking of that, let's go to page 34 this morning and look at something that's very interesting that Dr. Holmes pointed out. Listen to these words carefully and let's see where they take us. Dr. Holmes says on page 34 of the Science of Mind textbook, if we properly understood, we would be able to remove false conditions as easily as Jesus did. He knew. But our faith is weak. We must strengthen it, and we can. If we properly understood, we would be able to remove false conditions as easily as Jesus did. He knew, but our faith is weak. We must strengthen it, and we can. I repeated that, but it's worth repeating. Now, if you choose to think about that and understand that maybe a limited concept, who was it, Miles Davis, has said you play the music until you are the music. Same thing in metaphysical principle. You think about a higher concept of infinite truth. Well, sometimes, as my dear friend and teacher, Dr. Fenwick Holmes, and I may very well be the last of those who knew and studied with Ernest Holmes' brother. He was, and I think our conversation at the time was about the principle, the more I know, there's more to know. He pointed out at the time that when we find ourselves in the opportunity to challenge ourselves and free ourselves into a higher concept and a higher way of being who we are, we discover that the freedom that we are looking for happens when we release ourselves from comfortable nonsense. Comfortable nonsense. What do you think comfortable nonsense might be? Why don't you let me know what you think it is? But I tell you, if you free yourself from it, all of a sudden the adventure begins. And that's what we're going to have all the month of January, the adventure into basic principle, metaphysical principle that's taught in religious science, divine science, unity. The principle that we're talking about, again, frees us into a metaphysical adventure. We find ourselves looking at a world that we may have been confronting. We may look at many confronting conditions in our lives. We may realize that they need to change, and you can think about that this morning. Think about conditions in your life you'd like to see changed. These are false conditions, which depart us sometimes from spiritual truth. So our challenge is to understand the spiritual truth of ourselves, not the facts. Dr. Holmes says you don't have to give up a fact in order to embody a truth or pretend it isn't there. One day he looked at me and he said, the problem most people, or a lot of people studying the metaphysical principle in New Thought, he says that many of them are here pretending they're over there trying to get over there. So be where you are, know where you are, and you don't have to deny a fact in order to affirm a truth. If a fact is a fact, it is in your life. But if you want to feel better about yourself and you accept it and you wake up and let yourself feel better, you have to understand it took every minute of your life to get to this for feeling better experience. I know I've recently gone through it and feeling better every day. Thank you for your treatment, and know my treatment for you is one of love and joy. So we free ourselves from false conditions. False in terms of what? If we want to be happier, healthier. You see, if you think about yourself, we are aware, celebrating the best of ourselves, always permitting the great creative power of God within us to create our condition of life by means of our ideas and beliefs, which are either beliefs about health and happiness and success. We do this and we let go and let these concepts move forward into our condition. And we do this or we block them. And we block the experience, their expression through us, through fear, through doubt, through misunderstanding of the truth of our being. The truth of your being is one life in God as you. So let go and free yourself from blocking the health, the happiness, the success, the love that is yours by right of consciousness. Free yourself. And understand very clearly to believe that God punishes us for our mistakes is one of the great illusions, and we must get rid of it. God does not punish us. We give birth to our event by way of our thinking, and if our thinking is producing something we don't want to live in anymore, learn the lesson from it. Don't think that way anymore, and it will stop showing up in your life. To believe that God punishes us for our mistakes is one of the great illusions, and we must get rid of it. True that our suffering sometimes is real. Been through that. I'm sure all of you listening or watching this have been through it. Our suffering, again, is very real, but only because we have not related ourselves properly to the nature of divinity given us. The divinity given us is beautiful, wonderful, loving. We can successfully overcome any failure, any mistake, any confusion, any doubt, any fear. Get rid of the comfortable nonsense and allow yourself to move forward. And you can do this by allowing yourself to know that you reside in divinity. We just celebrated the birth of oneness, the Christ child moving forward, ready to learn how to be what it is, thinking as oneness thinks, not thinking from duality about oneness and trying to understand it, but thinking from oneness, understanding duality and staying out of it. But if we make a mistake, learn from it, let it go, and don't do that anymore. That's your gift. In Ephesians 4:24, it says, "Put on the new man, which is after God, is created in righteousness and true holiness." Let's look at righteousness as right useness, and holiness is wholeness. Be whole in your thinking. Think as love thinks. Let that be your gift you've opened, and let 2021 see it. And if you want to know how to do it better, stay with me all the way through January every Sunday, and I will be presenting basic ideas of science of mind, relative science. Love you guys. Thank you for being with me this morning. Have a happy Sunday. Let it be your way. And now, I'm going to, before the year is over, ask you for your love, which I know that is always there, and we always accept it, and please accept ours. But let's add to that your support. And we don't have a congregation meeting on Sunday. Our building's locked up, and we don't know quite how long it will be locked up, but I'm here. And I'm also here for your counseling, as is Reverend Lacey and Reverend Sue and your Reverend Bob Aaron. All of us, we're here for you. Our practitioners are here, and if you go to our website, you can reach us, or you can reach us by way of email, and Katrina will put up on the screen that my wonderful assistant, will put on the screen the information you need to join in consciousness with us with love, and we accept and love your support. We accept your gift and love offering. We accept it with love, and know it multiplies and returns. You are blessed through your giving. We are blessed through our receiving. We are blessed through our giving, and you are blessed through the receiving of what we give 24/7 from God, through God, to God. And so it is. And thank you for your love and your support. And now, I want you again to know that we are going to be beginning next Sunday with basic ideas of religious science, science of mind. And we will be doing the first 4 chapters, or we actually have 5 Sundays in January, so we'll do basic ideas and the first 4 chapters. And it'll be a wonderful time. And again, this is my 46th time to teach this on a Sunday morning, so join with me and find out what I've learned in 46 years. Okay. Anyhow, love you guys. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your cards and letters. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for your treatment. And I give thanks because I know in truth there's nothing to heal. Join with me now as we close this morning, as I know in truth there is one life, it's God. It is my life, your life, all life. I now free myself to describe what that life knows is true as me, as you. As I speak my word in first person, join with me in your heart and mind. Allow yourself to speak these words in first person, as I know right now that my oneness with universal intelligence now describes what is true of me, what is true of everyone listening to these words. I know the truth of me unfolds from God, through God, to God. I let my thought dwell upon abundant action, the abundant action of God, of the divine, in my life now. The intelligence within me is divine intelligence, is abundance in action. I'm ready to receive it. I do so in increasing measure. It right now brings new vigor to my talent, all my talents. New vigor to my talents. My new acceptance guides me. My higher self-definition guides me. It guides me into right ways of expressing this truth. The spiritual truth. The spiritual truth of my being never changes. So I face this day, I free myself. I am ready for 2021. On my time lifeline, I know ahead of me is something wonderful that begins right now. Something beautiful, something abundant, healthy, happy, wise, clear, free, strong, intelligent. I face this day with courage. I speak my word with love for all who have lost a loved one. As loving hands met them here, loving hands meet them now in their new experience. There is an answer to any confusion, doubt, or fear. We accept that answer as being true, good enough to be true, right now, right here. So we face this moment and the coming year with courage and faith in my successful achievement through the partnership I have with the truth of my being, with a higher understanding, with infinite intelligence, with God in me as me, and I know it is everything I am, ready to move forward into a positive adventure of greater good. I give thanks for my ability to serve and my strength, health, and happiness, intelligence, and clarity as I move forward and you move forward in a positive and healthy way. This is good enough to be true. It's good enough to be now. I release it to the great law of mind that knows what to do, how to do it. It's doing it now. And so it is, and was, and shall be, in the now forever. And so it is. Get ready for the new year. Thank you for sharing this time with me this morning. Love you.